Now, what are we supposed to do while these tyrants just keep beating us up, poisoning us, taxing us, stealing all our money to give it to offshore banks? There's a huge detailed report by McClatchy newspapers confirming that Goldman Sachs purposefully imploded the housing bubble, knew it was going to happen, did it to destroy their competition like Bear Stearns, that all the major federal regulators were Goldman Sachs and the federal government and the private Federal Reserve that are out consolidating their competition right now. And these people are openly worse than Ken Lay, worse than Bernie Madoff, worse than Skilling, worse than any of the old criminals. And they run the government. And the big banks, J.P. Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, Bank of England, and others, they own the big vaccine companies. They own the defense contractors. These criminals are the ones wrecking our society. And I'll tell you why the system is so concerned about me. I'll tell you why they're so upset. Because I will get up here on air and I will identify who the elite are and I will name their names and I will expose their scam. And I make films like Fall of the Republic and Endgame that tell you exactly who they are and what they're doing. 100%. We know what we're talking about. These are testaments to who your enemies are. These are the people that have got to be stopped if we've got any future. Henry Paulson, Ted Turner, David Rockefeller, Queen Elizabeth, her sons, her husband, all they do is write books about how they want to kill 80% of us. These bastards don't just want to bankrupt us and rule over us. They're dirty control freaks, man, that put poison in our kids' shots. And I tell you, more and more, I'm just getting serious. I'm getting focused. I'm getting real, and I'm consciously recognizing who they are. And I'm consciously recognizing that they've blown their trumpets and announced that I'm one of their chief enemies. This is real, ladies and gentlemen. Believe me, few of you have ever sat in the type of position I'm in. From the position I'm in, believe me, it's real. It's more than you can imagine. All I want to do is defeat the globalist. All I want to do is bring them to justice. You know, I look at Congressman Ron Paul and Congressman Louis Gohmert and Congressman Vern Buchanan and countless others are coming out talking about world government and saying we don't want world government. And then it's an authoritarian world government. And then I see the mainstream media make fun of them and call them conspiracy theorists when all they're doing is quoting the editorial out of the New York Times written by the Secretary General of the United Nations, calling for global government. A deal must include an equitable global governance structure. I mean, these guys openly write the treaties that openly say a private group has dictatorial, unelected power over everything we do in our lives. And then finally some congressmen start speaking out against it, and the media says it doesn't exist. See, that's a stalling tactic. They know it exists. They know Goldman Sachs engineered the whole scam. Goldman Sachs is the brain trust. They're the private group that manages the Federal Reserve, that manages the Bank of England in England, that manages the Bundesbank, that manages the Federal Reserve branches in Hong Kong, in Tokyo. It's Summers, and it's Rubin, and it's Geithner, and it's Paulson, and it's Ben Bernanke. It's all of them. It's the Duke of York over there. They're all members of it. It's this one group of dirtbags that can create unlimited amounts of money, and their families have been doing it so long that their mamas get up and ride around in white carriages with crowns on, and all these dumbass women get down on their knees and start worshiping this king whore. It's disgusting. Some frumpy old woman wearing a crown who owns all these munition companies blowing the hell out of brown people. And as if that isn't bad enough, they're busy taking over our country, putting poison in our vaccines, and writing textbooks by the White House science czar about why they're doing it. And the police think it's funny. They love dying. The military loves dying. They love serving it. Because people can't admit to themselves how much corruption we're really dealing with and just how psychopathically truly wicked it is. I mean, how as a sane, rational man am I supposed to not get angry about this? How as a sane, researched person who has studied history and studied the current geopolitical power structure, I have to come up here and tell you the truth. And I have to ask you, what are you doing to stop these people? I mean, you should be clawing and punching and jabbing in the info war. You should be fighting like your lives depend on it. And I realized I've been taking it too easy. I realized I haven't been taking this as serious as it is. This is life and death, ladies and gentlemen. No more arrested development for our men. No more acting like little kids who only care about sports and Halloween and parties and having fun and all this crap. You're in a scientific war with hardcore killers. People need to just let the magnitude of this sink in, ladies and gentlemen. And the government puts out all the fake conspiracy theorists that talk about dimensional gates and goblins and chupacabras and space aliens to distract and mix all this crap in with all the real things we're talking about to where the general public doesn't know what to differentiate between. Well, I'm not playing along with the program. And I don't want people to email me and go, we need global government. First we were hunter-gatherers, then we were agrarian, then we were city-states, then we were nation-states, then we were empires, now we're world government. World government, like on Star Trek, is the next step, the next phase. No, it's not. This world government was set up to be authoritarian and tyrannical. This thing was set up by the robber barons who don't even want you around. They don't want your labor. They don't want your money. They print the money. They want your ass 6 feet under. Do you understand me? Now, deep down in your guts, you know I'm telling you the truth. So go out and get the evidence for yourself and get up off your fat asses and get involved because we don't have time to play games anymore. You want to know what you're supposed to do? Warn people, educate people. There's 1,000 things. Discredit the government, discredit the media. Go knock on doors, talk to your neighbors. The most effective thing's getting my films and making copies. That's why I'm such a big enemy to these people. Get angry, get focused, gut up. The good news is people are waking up, but not fast enough. I'm here to tell you, when they start forcibly injecting kids nationwide in the schools and then lying to the parents until the kids have convulsions and then they admit to the police, okay, we did inject them. I mean, when the body snatcher school nurses are under such mind control that they're ordered to forcibly inject your kids and then lie about it, folks, that's far beyond Russia. That's far beyond Nazi Germany. I mean, Nazi Germany, they hauled you off to the woods to kill your butt. Here, they just do it right out in front of everybody. You know, I've done 2 hours and 41 minutes of radio and haven't really told you about any of the sponsors that make the show possible. And I'm going to do that here in a moment. I just want the listeners to know this is not what I believe. What I talk about here is the facts. I'm right. I've done my homework. We can't even get the limp-wristed, giggling, lazy, foolish general population to admit we're going under an authoritarian, unelected, tyrannical world government in 5 weeks. And it doesn't even matter if they haven't ratified the treaty. They're already enforcing it. It's already begun. A world government meant to impoverish you, meant to bankrupt you, meant to hurt you. I mean, I spend all my time just trying to get people to admit what is public. This guy, Ban Ki-moon, on the TV screen. This bastard runs around openly saying they're going to run our lives from the UN under the carbon tax, and I can't get I hear all these good old boys on talk radio going, I don't like the extreme Republicans. I'm a mainline Republican. I'm tired of all this New World Order talk.